Dr. S L Bhyrappa. And we have two dear friends and great scholars here amidst us, Shataavadhani, Dr. Ganesh and Dr. Girish, who have read all the works of our Bhyrappaji. I would request both of them to take us through this part of the program. Over to Shri Ganesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nandaji. I'm very happy that here so many interested youngsters are there. It is a very heartening thing. I always feel that our younger generation is not showing interest in literature, language. Such doubts and grouses are always present, and I don't know, they haven't seen such a gathering. Here I see more youngsters, and it's a reassuring thing. In this informal interaction, I would invite your questions. Be specific with the topic. For the simple reason, many questions can be answered. Crisp and direct questions, pinpointed, point-blank questions are very welcoming. And then to whom you are going to pose that question? If it is to Dr. Girish Bhat, or to me, or to Dr. Bhyrappaji, you just specify that. At the end of this session, of course, Bhyrappaji will be having his independent deliberation. Apart from that, this is a bonus if he answers any questions. And you should see to it that your questions should trigger him to answer. And that is a challenge to you as well. I have seen and be part of so many such question answers deliberations. Everywhere the participation and even the way in which questions come, they are very assuring and reassuring. Just to kindle that, I want to request Dr. Bhyrappaji, I want Dr. Bhyrappaji to answer my question. Our younger generation needs which type of literature? Younger generation needs which type of literature?
No, they want real literature, that is all. In the name of literature, there is a strong tendency to impose ideologies. Any literature which tries to impose ideology is not good literature. Ideology-ridden literature will die very soon. Maybe because ideologies change, maybe once in a decade, or sometimes as it happened in India, it may survive for some 30 years or 40 years, but then it will die. When we got independence, leftist ideology was forced in India by Nehru, because Nehru basically was a great admirer of Soviet type of communism. He did not impose Soviet type of communism in India because it was not necessary for him, because the whole country was voting and he could do anything he wanted. Lee Kuan Yew, the man who changed Singapore, has written a book in which he has written pen pictures of many leaders of many countries in the world. He also wrote on Nehru, saying Nehru had tremendous following in India, almost worshipping him. Therefore, election after election, Nehru won it. Then what did you do? He did not utilize it in the proper way. Therefore, India remained stagnant. This is what the man who transformed Singapore into a modern, progressive country. It's only a city country. So precisely, there was no need for Nehru to impose communism because already he was a dictator. Then he imposed the practice of government doing everything and suppressing our entrepreneurship.
Private entrepreneurship.
And suppressed by way of raising the taxes. N.A. Palkiwala has written a book called The Highest Taxed Nation. The Highest Taxed Nation. At the highest level of income, one has to pay income tax of 97.5% plus surcharge. Then who will pay the taxes? And many industrialists had to close. But some industrialists thought, after all, we inherited our industry from our grandfathers and fathers. Therefore, we should find out another way. Therefore, they started writing two kinds of accounts. Then, at that time, the phrase which was in all Indian languages was Raman Lekka, Krishnan Lekka. And they did it, two kinds of accounts. And then Indira Gandhi, who came after Nehru, just watched this and allowed the people to, accumulate black money, and then tried to arrest people for cheating the taxes, and then asked them, you have accumulated so much of money, give off the money to us for our party fund, the remaining 50% you keep with it. Then they started depositing their money in Swiss banks. And also politicians also started depositing money in the Swiss banks. Now the thing is, in Western countries, West European countries and America and then Canada, even including Australia, tax paying, they are very, very strict and very honest. A person who avoids tax will be severely punished. But it is a free country, a free enterprise country. It is a capitalistic country, but taxation is. What are the principles on which taxation is proposed in the parliament? What are the competition in prices from other countries, and so on and so forth. Taxation itself is a big, complicated problem in economics. Now, therefore, they put taxation from looking at it from various angles so that the industries will grow. Whereas here, our industries were destroyed. Now, those days, all the newspapers were praising this government's type of taxation, saying the industrialists are bloodsuckers. They deserve to go to hell. Newspapers were saying they were great supporters of this kind of thing. Now, our literary writers also were supporting that. Any rich person, they would say, he is a bloodsucker. our literary people. Now gradually we have changed. Gradually India's economy, taxation, etc. and now we give all kinds of incentives. But have our literary people changed? Many of our literary people are still singing the same structure, same song of poor are becoming poorer, rich are becoming richer. Therefore, this kind of freedom which Modi is bringing in India is pro-rich. Now you are living in Britain, when there was economic crisis in this country, what did Thatcher did? She brought it more to right side, and when she went too far in it, again they voted for the Labour Party. So people know the importance of the free enterprise, and at the same time they know the disadvantage of free enterprise, etc. Now the thing is, in India, our literary people don't understand it. That means, what was it your question?
Our younger people, which sort of literature they need?
No, the thing is, today the situation is, many of our youngsters have become software engineers, and when they are at the age group of 24 or 25, they will have visited America 3-4 times. They might have visited European countries 3-4 times, and they know it. They know that only by this method country can progress. Now, many of them have entered into literary field. Those who are in industries, those who are in other fields like medicine, etc., started writing. They have rich experience of life. But only thing is, such people need some kind of formal training in writing. Then there is future for our country. And don't trust our Kannada MAs. Don't trust our university fellows, because they don't know the life. They don't know how other countries are changing, other countries are progressing, etc. They have not even seen the electronic city of Bangalore.
Wonderful, sir, wonderful. I request my friend Shri Shashikiran to come with the mic so that you can easily question, and also your question will be heard by others. Please. Please raise your hands.
Please.
Please be crisp.
Yeah.
And to whom you are addressing.
Okay, my name is Naveen. This is addressed to Professor S L Bhyrappa. I'm just taking out a paragraph from Naneke Barayuttene. This is from the page 144, where he writes about Varnas. So, according to that paragraph, what meaning I get is that at the time of Aryas, there were only 3 groups, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya. And my question is that then who was doing the actual work? If these 3 groups were existing at that time, who was actually the working class? Because later on he says that when the people started working on the fields and other menial works, then they became Shudras. So during the Aryans, who was carrying out the work of what Shudras later on started doing it?
See, this Aryan invasion theory, etc., etc., the theories are changing. Now the latest researchers have shown that this Aryan invasion theory is bunkum. Now when I wrote that, possibly I was under the influence of that theory which later became bunkum. Therefore, you trust my novels only and don't trust my essays. Especially when I write on economics or politics or any other theory. But I suggest to you to read a book by G.S. Ghurye, a Maharashtrian, Ghurye, G.S. Ghurye. The title of the book is Caste, Class and Occupation. Caste, Class and Occupation. Now see this, these four Varanas like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, etc., they are only very broad classification. What really is operating in India is, it is the caste, not the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra. You know, Shudra is a very broad term. He gives the example, take the house of a weaver. A girl who is born and brought up in the house of a weaver, she knows how to spin even when she is 6 or 7 years old. And then she knows how to assist her elders, how to put it into ladis and how to put the weaving and all that. She knows she knows the family economic activity. Now, there is some such family, they say, the people who are in the same occupation. Naturally, they want to bring that girl to this family for their son, because she knows our occupation. And here also, the girl's parents also think our girl will be useful in that family into which she is married, and if we give her in marriage to some other thing, say for example goldsmith, what does our daughter know about the goldsmith? And agriculture, she is not trained in agriculture, etc. Therefore, it is the occupation which later resulted into caste. Therefore, there are so many castes here. There are Badgis and there are goldsmiths and there are Akasali and then stone cutters and agriculturists, and even among the agriculturists, till yesterday, the Malsime Vakkaligas were not having marriage relationship with Bailsime Vakkaligas, because Balsime Vakkaligas children were trained in coffee estate and then Adake estate. And Bailsime people were trained in paddy and then ragi, murlikalu, etc. etc. Malsime people don't know what is murlikalu. Malsime people do not know what is hasi avrekalu. Because you see, hasi avrekalu is a very favorite thing to eat, at least for 2 months in a year. Malsime Vakkaligas don't know anything about it. So these things make the differences. Now, of course, gradually, because of various factors like looking at the family and so on and so forth, marriages are taking place. But those days, no. And also there was the question of distance also. There was the concept of seeme. And they say, Nimdyadappa mandida seeme now. and New Year again, now Nanjanpur CBO. So that means their connection was only in a particular region, and they do not know the other regions. Therefore, they were afraid of having a marriage relationship. That means it was not only the occupation, also distance. Therefore, even though people were doing same occupation from one region to another region, they were not having marriage relationship. Now gradually we are made, that relationship is being made. For example, the cowherd, those who were tending the cows are calling themselves not Gollas but as Yadavas. And they say we are related to Yadav who is in jail now. Because of the occupation, it is going on like this. And see how the occupation is tending the direction of marriage. An MBBS man or a medical MD, MS man wants a girl who is again in the same. He wants a girl who has done gynecology. Why? Because he thinks I am a medicine man. If I open a nursing home, my wife will look after the pediatrics and then gynecology, and I will look after this. Therefore, our nursing home can run better. So they are ready to transgress class limitation. Why? Occupation.
Even dancers want singers to be their husbands.
Even girls also want.
At least for them, they want to dance to the tunes of the husband.
The caste who developed in our country, you take the richest, rich class, industrialist class, they, many of them do not care for it. In Rajasthan and then in Gujarat, the Hindus, industrialists, are having relationship, marriage relationship with Jains also, with Jains. Because both of them
Muslims and Jains are married.
Both of them belong to the same occupation, that is industry, etc. So there are various factors about it. Therefore, this, the theory of Aryan and Dravidian, this, that, etc. It is the British who, British historians who started this mischief. Now that mischief is no more accepted.
To add one more point, in the Vedas, we do have references to the same family attending different occupations. A Vedic seer speaks, my mother is a weaver, while I am a singer, and my father was a doctor, like that he speaks. In that way, professional freedom and occupational choice was always there. And the etymology of the word varna, vrnu, to choose, is one etymology that has been well established. And a bachelor is called varni. Only after his education, only after his training, he will be eligible to choose his way of working and occupation. Then only he becomes varni. Till then he has no varna. Athaha varni vidito maheshwaraha, like that Kalidasa too speaks about that. Varni means a bachelor ready to choose his occupation. Like that have immense references. Okay. Any other question?
Namaskara. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ವಿನಾಯಕ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತ. Originally from Sissi, North Kerala. I'm from a Howick Brahmin family. It's a purpose why it this. I had a mother at the age of my grandmother. ನಾನು 5-6ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ ಟು 7th 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ರಾಮಾಯಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆನಂದ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು 4-5 years, almost 5-6 years, I used to read every day almost whenever.
Please, question.
ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ರಾಮಾಯಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ, ರಾಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ತಂದೆಯವರ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ಹರೇ ರಾಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇವರ ಹತ್ರ ಅರ್ಧ ಆ ಥರದಿತ್ತು. ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಾನು S L Bhyrappa ಅವರ ಇದನ್ನು 17ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆವಾಗ ನಾನು ಉತ್ತರಕಾಂಡವನ್ನು ಓದಿದೆ. ಅದು ಸೀತೆಯ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಬರೆದಿರೋದು ಹೌದು, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮೂದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ಭ್ರಮನಿರತವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ರಾಮ ಅಂತ ಮರ್ಯಾದ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ರಾಮ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದೂ, ನಾನು ಅದು ಐ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿಂದೂ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂಥವ್ರು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ರಾಮ ಇಂಥವನಾಗಿದ್ದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್, ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್. ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಗ ಇದು ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನು, S L Bhyrappa ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕ್ವಶನು ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾನೀಗ ಬೇರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಓದಿದ್ರು, ಹಳೆ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಓದಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ S L Bhyrappa ಎಷ್ಟು ಭಿತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಅನ್ವಯ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಹಳೆ ರಾಮನನ್ನ ನಾನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು ಅಂತ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು. ಮತ್ತು S L Bhyrappa ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅವರು ಬಹುಶಃ ನಮ್ಮಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಂಥವ್ರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಬರೋದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಎದುರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಆ ಪಾಪ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೋದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ರಾಮನ ಈ ಥರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ S L Bhyrappa ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಾಡಿದೆ ಯಾವತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು.
ಇದು ನೀವು S L Bhyrappaನವರದ್ದು ಉತ್ತರಕಾಂಡ ಓದಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಆನಂದ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಬರೆದವನು ಅವನೊಬ್ಬ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ತೋಚಿದಾಗೆ ಅವನ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕನಾಗ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ವರ್ಷನ್. ಅದು ನನಗೆ ತೋಚಿದಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಕಾಲದೊಳಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೂ ಇವಾಗ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾರತದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು 150 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದವರು ಪದ್ಯದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮು ತುಂಬ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ಲು, ಅದನ್ನು ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ಲು ಇದೆ. ಈ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಕನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಶ್ಚಿಮದಿಂದಲೇ ಕಲಿತದ್ದು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇದರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಟಾಲ್ಸ್ಟಾಯಿ, ಡಾಸ್ಟೋವ್ಸ್ಕಿ, ಇದು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ನಾವೆಲಿಸ್ಟು, ಇದು ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ನಾವೆಲಿಸ್ಟು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕನ್ನು ಕಲಿತು ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬೇಗ ಹಿಡಿದು ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇದೇನೇ ನಿಜ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡನೇದು, ನಾವು ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ರಿಯಲಿಸಮ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಬರೀತೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಪುರಾಣವನ್ನು ಮೀರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪುರಾಣದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವರು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಪುರಾಣ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ, ಹೌದು ಇದು ನಿಜ, ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೀಗೇನೆ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಓದುಗರು ಅದನ್ನು ತಾವೇನೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೀ ಟು ನೋ, ಡಿಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್? ಹಾಂ, you go to Valmiki. I had thrice read his manuscript. In spite of that, I am not taken away by the way in which he has depicted Rama. My Rama is my own, mine, and I have my Rama. And after Uttarakanda, having read Uttarakanda, the draft 3 times and also in print, and so many discussions are all happened. With all that, again after that, almost before 2 years, myself and here my friend is there, Shashi, both of us jointly we wrote a Sanskrit poem, long poem, narrative poem, by name Ramanuraganalam, classical Sanskrit poem, Khandakavya. There I have pictured our own Rama, the view of Rama according to me and according to Shashi, inspired by Valmiki. We had no disturbance, we had no difficulty to adhere to our Rama. Because a work of art to a true connoisseur, to a true Rasika, will always yield Rasananda and he will never be disturbed by the work. If at all there is disturbance, it is a constructive disturbance. And that constructive disturbance would yield another work of art. But it will not make the author hate or it will not make him fight. No such thing will happen. I had no difficulty at all. In fact, I myself gave my own observations here and there. And fortunately, he took some of them. He took some of my feedback. And in that sense, that is the beauty of objective outlook and objective criticism. For example, he wrote Mahabharata also. In my college days, I questioned him. Perhaps Bhyrappa ji may not be remembering. He gave an answer and it was very convincing. And I adopted that. Such things are always there.
One more point if I can.
Please.
Actually, writing new myths and rewriting Puranas is the real Indian tradition. Very many Puranas have been rewritten. Pampa rewrote Mahabharata. Abhinava Pampa also rewrote Ramayana. Bhyrappa also rewrites Ramayana. So, actually, this is the real Indian tradition, unlike other traditions. For example, Semitic traditions, where you can't change anything and you have fixed Puranas, fixed scriptures, etc. Of late, what happened because of the influence or the pressure of such Semitic beliefs or traditions, we are starting to getting ourselves disturbed by the rewriting of the Puranas. This is what we think. So, I too do not endorse the views of Dr. Bhyrappa's Rama, but I could enjoy the novel.
Yes.
That's all. Because, as I told just a few minutes back, the imagination, Bhyrappa's imagination worked there, and we enjoy that. And actually, we enjoy the rasa, real rasa. So, we enjoy various Ramayanas, like various Mahabharatas. And we can keep our Rama intact if we take the art as the art.
One more instance, what Bhyrappa himself had told after writing Parva, an epic novel based on the mighty epic of Vedavyasa. One reader came to him and told, like you, having read your Parva, I couldn't enjoy Kumar Vyasa Bharata. But Bhyrappa ji himself enjoys. Once I had gone to his residence, he was reading some passages of Kumar Vyasa and he had again started reading the epic Kumar Vyasa Bharata. Even today he enjoys. Means the author himself has no difficulty in appreciating different versions of Mahabharata. Even after writing his realistic version of Mahabharata, he is not averse to other imaginative dimensions of Mahabharata, like Kumar Vyasa's classic. That can always happen. It is because, like Girish told, we should have our rasikatva, our true nature of connoisseurhood proper. Then only we can do such things. Any other question?
Sir, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ವಿನಯ್ ವಸ್ತ್ರದ ಅಂತ ಗದಗ್ನ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ವಸ್ತ್ರದ ಅಂತ.
Speak for the benefit of others.
Yeah, I will take my question in English for the benefit of everyone. So, my question is to Girish and Bhyrappa ji. If there is one thing that should change in our education system, what do you think that would be? It's a more generic question.
I was working in NCERT, National Council of Educational Research and Training in Delhi. At that time, I was a reader in philosophy of education. That was the time when Indira Gandhi was ruling. Indira Gandhi appointed a committee to change the
Syllabus.
or reform our textbooks and appointed a committee in which G. Parthasarathi was the chairman. There is another Parthasarathi now who also appears on television. He is not that G. Parthasarathi, but old G. Parthasarathi. And I was one of the members, one of the 5 members. And when the first meeting was called, Parthasarathi said, we should not poison the mind of our young students. So whatever the things are there which leads to the dissension of the country, we must remove, and we must write positive things in our history textbooks, social studies textbooks and literature textbooks also. And then I asked him, sir, give us some examples. Then he said, see, take Banaras, and they say that Aurangzeb destroyed the Vishwanath temple and he built a masjid at the same place using the stones and walls of Vishwanath temple, etc. Now why should we keep it in our textbooks? Can we not remove that whole thing? So this way, remove all those things and write Aurangzeb was a great king, and so write positively about Aurangzeb. Then I said, sir, what is the purpose of history? What is the purpose of studying history? I asked him. Oh, purpose of studying history is for the progress of the country. Then I said, purpose of study in history is to know the truth of our past. And any progress can happen only on the truth of our past, and we have to learn from the truth. Yes, we must accept Aurangzeb destroyed not only Banaras and Mathura, but so many temples. And we must study it, and then we must draw the conclusion to the children saying, because Aurangzeb was a fanatic like that, soon after Aurangzeb, Mughal Empire disintegrated. So, facts are one thing, drawing conclusions is another thing. So, there is no need to change our syllabus, I just said. He could not answer. Then at that time, the lunch break came, and the lunch boxes, lunch packets came. We were only 5 plus 1, 6. We took our package, and then he took me aside, and then he said, he put his hand on my shoulder and then said, you see, you are from Karnataka and I am from Tamil Nadu, and we are neighbors and our culture is the same and we are so friendly, etc., etc. I appreciate you, you are a great man, and all that praised me. And then you say, what you are saying is correct, but when you have to rule a country, large country like this, some changes should be made. Once you accept, you are a philosopher. So he admired me. And then after our lunch, again we joined. And when we joined, he said, now shall we go to the next step? He just asked. I said, sir, first step itself is not answered. How can we go to the next step? What is the purpose of teaching history? Should we suppress historical facts? Then he could not answer. And after 5 minutes he said, now let us postpone our meeting and we will meet on some other day. Yes, meeting was barkhast ho gaya. And then after about 10 days, a circular came saying Bhyrappa is dropped from membership, and in his place another person by name Arjun Dev was appointed. that Arjun Dev was a student of Habib
Irfan Habib.
Irfan Habib, a committed leftist and a Muslim. He was trained under him. And then he agreed with it and then said, entrust that work to me and I will change all the texts. He went on changing and then rewriting what is called the progressive history, progressive social studies, progressive literature, etc. And then that was the time when Congress was ruling in all the states. So that book became the textbook in all the states, and it was only that book was translated into regional languages, etc. Now, you ask the question, what should we do in our education? Now, after Modi government came, after Vajpayee government came, they tried to rechange our textbooks into based on facts. But Vajpayee was a weak person. Some people may get hurt if you say he's a weak person, but he wanted to be friendly with everyone. Therefore, when he wanted to change, but again the Congress wallahs and the communists started, making big noise in all English newspapers. So that was dropped. Now again, Modi government is trying to do, after all, but the thing is again, same kind of noise is being made. So, are we really serious in teaching truth to our children? Saying truth not merely in humanities, history, sociology, and then the literature, etc., not merely in that. The purpose of teaching, what is the purpose of science? It is truth. What is the purpose of medical science? Again, it is the truth. And we have to change. Can we accept the truths that all that our Ayurveda has said, or all that the homeopathy has said, or all that Unani has said, etc. Because various researches are taking place throughout the world, accept it. So that is open-mindedness. That open-mindedness is not prevalent in India today, completely. In some cases, yes, they are prevalent. We must say that every classroom is a research laboratory. Every student should be a research student, a high school student also. That is why we conduct experimentation in the laboratory. Even a high school laboratory is small laboratory, but it's a kind of experimentation. That is how we have to change.
Yeah.
No, actually, one small point to add. In India, especially in Karnataka, we make a big hue and cry about the medium of instruction, Kannada medium, English medium, etc. But the real problem is not the medium of instruction. We don't teach, be it Kannada or in English medium, we don't teach logical reasoning. That's why some 4 or 5 months back I wrote an article wherein I suggested that we should teach minimum of 3 languages and mathematics. Only 4 subjects till 6th standard, nothing else. If the child can make himself ready to do some logical reasoning and is trained in 2-3 languages, the child can learn anything, be it environmental awareness, Constitution of India. Now what happens, the 3rd standard, 4th standard students are made to learn Constitution, environment, etc., many things. They can understand everything. They can think what is the purpose of education, just like sir has just told you. They themselves can understand the purpose of their own education if they are given proper training in mathematics till 6th standard and proper training in 2-3 languages. Any 3 languages, be it language like Tulu in my own place language, very small language. It is also okay. Tulu, Kannada, Sanskrita, English, Hindi, any 3 languages should be taught, fully taught, through practical classes, not more than 20 students in a class. Mathematics also through practical classes. If the children are trained in such a way till 6th standard without any other disturbances or distractions, they can learn anything and they will be the best researchers in the world. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. My name is Pradeep. This question is for Dr. Ganesh. So, like, we are still surprised that why Bhyrappa sir still have not got the Jnanapita award, and like he's the most deserving novelist of to get this award. I believe, like personally, like Jnanapita award will get some value if he gets the award. It's not like the other way. And my last paragraph was, I personally believe that Jnanapita award will get some value if Bhyrappa sir gets the award. It's not like the other way. So, what's your opinion? Like government, they need a lobby like to get a award, or like what do you think?
Your question itself has been answered by you. Because even the coveted award will get one more feather in its cap if Bhyrappa ji is anointed with that. That means it is over. And one more thing, Jnanapita is not a governmental body. It's a private award. Just because great writers first got it, it may be Kuvempu, or it may be Dara Bendre, it may be Vishwanath Satyanarayana, it may be Shankaran Kurup, or it may be Tagali Shivashankar Pillai, or V.C. Khandekar, from different languages. Just because eminent writers got it, the award became renowned and it became prestigious. For example, Bhyrappa was given Saraswati Award from Birla. In the next issue itself, in the next year itself, award was given to Veerappa Moili. I have never mentioned in any of my writings or lectures that Bhyrappa ji is adorned by Saraswati Samman. He is with or without such Sammans, he is Saraswati Pati because his wife is Saraswati. Like that, why we should give so much of prominence to awards? That is the same case with Nobel Prize also. So many eminent writers, so many eminent personalities, including Mahatma Gandhi, Nobel Prize was not given to them. Should we adhere to that? And that is the same thing. Just because, one more historical anecdote I shall give. Pampa, the great writer of Kannada, Adi Kavi in Karnataka, he was never given the title Kavi Chakravarti. Just because he was serving the court of Arikesari, who was a subordinate king, Samanta. But Ranna, who imitated Pampa and profusely drew from Pampa, he became Kavi Chakravarti because he was in the court of a Chakravarti. He was in the court of an emperor, that's why he became. And so also a senior, contemporary senior of Pampa, Ponna, he too became Kavi Chakravarti. In merit, Pampa is first, Ranna is second, and Ponna is third. But the senior and juniors, they got Kavi Chakravarti titles, but not the real meritorious Pampa. But at least Pampa could accommodate himself in one court of a king. Kumar Vyasa never even turned to that. Let alone that in the time of Krishnadevaraya, one Timmanna Kavi was there. He completed the Mahabharata of Kumar Vyasa and added 8 more parvans, and he wrote in the name of Krishnadevaraya Mahabharata. I have read all these works, I have read from cover to cover. Not even one verse of Timmanna's Krishnadevaraya Bharata is beautiful. It cannot be called a poem. And he was eulogized by Krishnadevaraya and he was felicitated, everything happened. But Kumaragasa never got anything and he never bothered about anything. That is the best idea, that's what I feel. And that's why once Bhyrappaji has told for such questions, because at least 1255 times this question would have come to him. He had told, if my work becomes relevant for yet another 100 years, it will be a great award to me. Because getting outdated is the most serious danger. It is the worst calamity that anyone can face, and more so in the case of writers. And that being the case, his work, even after 60 years, his Dharmashri or Matadana, or even after 50 years, as Sri Prasad ji told, Tabbalina al-Magne makes a good read. It means that amount of relevancy is very, very important, not anything else. That's what I honestly feel, and I believe that. I think the organizers should tell us when the session will be concluded.
Last two questions, please.
My question is to Bhyrappaji. So we see two faces. One is the ancient Indians, wherein they had we have a lot of shastras and we have a lot of we have the great Mahabharata, Ramayana, and at the other end we see the progress in Western nations. Here they all have the material benefits and they see more money, but then the quality of life is really low. And we Indians, so what according to you is progress, and should we look at the West and follow them, or should we stick on to what our ancestors and have given us in form of shastras and the kavyas?
Should we follow East or West? That is the question to Bhyrappaji. Progress ಗೆ Eastern follow ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, Western follow ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
And what is your definition of progress?
ಇದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಮೊದಲು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ದೇಶದೊಳಗೂ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಗಳು ಬಂದಿವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರಸ್ತೆ ದಡದೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಕಾರ್ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗಲ್ಲಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕರೀತೀರಾ? ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಈ ಲೊಕ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲೊಕ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 2 ಗಂಟೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ವಿದೇಶದಿಂದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದು ಸುಲಭ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲೊಕ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಾ? ಇದರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಅನ್ನ, ಬಟ್ಟೆ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, ಇದನ್ನ ಮನೆ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಇದು ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲನೂ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಲು ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದೊಳಗೆ ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದು 8-10 ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇವೆ. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ರೀಜನಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀನು ಇಷ್ಟು 1000 ಕಾರ್ನ ನಿನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ನೊಳಗೆ ನೀನು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಅವನು ಬಂದು ಏನೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾರ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದೊಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು 11 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು 11 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಈ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗತಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇವರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕಾರ್ನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಭೂಮಿ ಒಳಗೇನೆ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನ ಸೌದಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೈಲಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಲು ಈ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಲು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಗೌರಿ. ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ನೀವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ಗತಜನ್ಮ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ನೀವು ಬರೆದಿರೋದು. ರೀಸೆಂಟಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಈ ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಥೀಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ not married, she attains the puberty, she had to go to the forest. And the second story, the mother couldn't tell the son he's dead, but he always, she says, Devratra hogidare anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Third story, you have written about no children for the couple and they have to leave the inheritance. The husband always keep the suspense from his wife. Oh, I will write it, I will do it. That was how those three themes, how did you get when you are only a high school student? I'm amazing. I know you got so many books have come up, but now the basic, when you are a high school student, you wrote those books. I wonder, I don't know where you got it, all those themes. That's a wonder.
ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅವರವರ ಮನೋಧರ್ಮದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನು. ಅದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ರೂ ನನ್ನ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗಲೂ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ನಾನು ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೆಟ್ಟು ಹಾಳಾಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಂದಲೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೆ. ನಾನು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಗತ ಜನ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಲಂಬಾಣಿಗರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಬರೋರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಏನೋ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಬರೆದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಭೀಮಕಾಯ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಬರೆದೆ. ಆ ಕಾದಂಬರಿಯನ್ನು ಬರೆದು ಮ್ಯಾನುಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟನ್ನು ಆನಂದ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರು ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಥೆಗಾರರು. ಅವರು ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ನವೋದಯ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಮಾಸ್ತಿಯವರ ನಂತರ ಅವರೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಥೆಗಾರರು ಅಂತ ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓದೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ಅವರದನ್ನು ಓದಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ಈ ಕುಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಣನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ಅಂಶಗಳು ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ನೀನು ಯಾವತ್ತಾರು ಸೂಳೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಹೀಗಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಇದು ನೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೂಳೆ ಪಾತ್ರ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಇವಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀನು ಆನಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಯರ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಓದಿ ನೀನಿದು ನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆನಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಯರ ಅವಾಗ ಹಾಗೇನೋ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ 3 ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಬರೋದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ವೇಶ್ಯ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಮೇಲೆ 3 ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಬರೋದು. ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಹೀಗೇನೆ ಅವರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಐಡಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಾನು ಆ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು, ಅದರಂತೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಪಾತ್ರ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಿನಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನೀ ಎಂದೂ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದು. ನನಗೊಂದು ಲೆಸನ್ ಅದು. ಏನಂತಾರೆ? ಹೌದೌದು.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಗತ ಜನ್ಮ.
ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬರದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ಇದು ಪೈಲ್ವಾನ್ರ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬರೆದೆ. ಅನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಬೆಳಕು ಮೂಡಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ವಿಧವಾ ವಿವಾಹದ್ದು ಇದಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಧವಾ ವಿವಾಹವೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಅದೊಂದು ಬರೆದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತನಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಾಗಲೇ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅವನು ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡವನು ಅರ್ಧ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಈ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಾಲದೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ, 300 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಳಿಸು ಅಂದ. ನಾನು 300 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಅವನ 300 ರೂಪಾಯಿನೂ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದರ 2ನೇ ಭಾಗವು ಅನಂತರದೊಳಗೆ ಪ್ರಕಟವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಉಳಿದ ಮ್ಯಾನುಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟನ್ನು ಅವನು ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದರೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾದ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆದದ್ದು ಧರ್ಮಶ್ರೀನೇ. ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.